Hey, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So it's been a while since I've had a sponsor on a video, but I want to give a shout out to Edison.com for sponsoring this video. Edison is basically a website that I fucking wish I had back when I was in high school, because what they do is they help you write assignments from like papers to essays to whatever you need help with, and they're ghostwriters and they come in clutch. It's basically a website filled with hundreds of ghostwriters that write your assignments for you and get you A pluses. So yeah, if you guys want to check them out, I'll have their link in the description. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. But today's video, guys, is a story time about a Tinder date gone wrong, okay? Now, I haven't had a Tinder date in a long time because of this very reason. Creepiest shit ever, okay? So a few months ago, I was swiping along on Tinder, right? I just wanted to meet some new people, just kind of get myself out there. And I met this one girl who seemed pretty cool. I started talking to her on Tinder, and then eventually we got each other's numbers. And she seemed really dope, right? She didn't seem like a catfish. She had an Instagram. Everything seemed really normal. And then we finally got to talking about meeting. Now, meeting people on Tinder or any app of that sort, I would always recommend to be safe with it. Meet in a public place. Don't go on that shit if you're underage. You know what I mean? People are weird. But anyway, I decided to meet this girl at a Starbucks. Okay, we had a date planned. We were going to go meet at Starbucks. I was excited. So, day comes along where I'm going to meet her. We had plans to meet at Starbucks, and I text her. I'm like, hey, I'm about to leave to go to Starbucks. And she's like, wait. And I was like, okay, what's up? And she goes, can you meet me at my house first? And I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't want to drive there alone. And I was like, okay. So I decided to Uber to her house because, like, I saw her in the pictures, and she didn't seem like a catfish, and she just seemed like a cool girl from the amount of time I'd been talking to her. So I Ubered to her place. I get out of the car. It looked like a pretty normal house. There was like one car in the driveway. And it looked like a house for like one, maybe two people. It was a smaller house. And I knock on the door. And I'm excited, right? I'm like, oh, it's going to be a fun day. The door opens up. And this dude answers. And he's like, oh, you must be Austin. And I was like, hey, what's up? Like, who are you? And he's like, oh, like, I'm friends with, let's just say Kelsey. He's like, yeah, I'm friends with Kelsey. I stay here. I'm a roommate. And I kind of got weirded out by that at first because sometimes when girls live with guys, they're together, like in a relationship. And I don't want to just like immediately ask. I don't want to be like, oh, are you guys dating? Because he knew me. So I'm guessing like he knew that me and her were going on a date. So there's no way they could have been dating. So I kind of put my worries aside. I was like, oh, they're probably really good friends. Like, probably known each other since childhood. Like, what am I worrying about? He knows about me. So I asked, I was like, where is she? And he's like, oh, she already left. I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, like I texted her. Like, she told me to meet me here because she didn't want to drive there alone. And he's like, yeah, she was kind of freaking out before she met you. She was worried, but she just left. I was like, oh, okay, so should I go meet her? He's like, yeah, go get her. I was like, all right. Now, at this point, everything already seemed kind of fishy to me because, like, why would she text me to meet her at her house, to go with her to Starbucks, and then leave before I get there knowing I would be there soon? Like, it was just weird. Like, she kind of ditched me. So I felt a little bit weirded out by this. It was just kind of weird, but I didn't think too much of it. I was like, you know what? Probably just a weird situation, like a coincidence. So I show up to Starbucks, and I go inside. She's nowhere to be found. I sit at a table. I sent her a text asking where she was, and she said that she'd be there soon. So I was kind of confused because, like, she had plenty of time to get there because, like, I Ubered to her house. Before I got to her house, she left and drove to Starbucks, apparently. So, like, I figured she'd already be there, but she wasn't. So anyway, like 10 minutes go by, right? And I hear the chair in front of me get pulled out, and I look up, and someone sits down in front of me. And can you guess who it is? Because it wasn't my fucking Tinder date. It was that dude. And I was like, hey again. And he's like, hey man. And I was like, so, like, what's going on? He's like, I hate to tell you this, but Kelsey said she was scared and didn't want to come today. And I was like, what do you mean? You just told me she was going to meet me here. He's like, yeah, well, she just didn't want to. And I was like, okay, why wouldn't she tell me she's nervous? She said that she was on her way. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, but she told me to tell you. I was like, are you sure? Because it kind of seems like maybe she's you. For a minute, I literally felt like I was Neve from MTV's Catfish. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, like it kind of seems like it's you. Because, like, I was told to meet her at your house, and you answered the door, and then you told me to meet her at Starbucks, and here we are, and you're here. And he's like, oh man, and he puts his head down, like, on his hand, like, he looks disappointed, and I couldn't tell if that was, like, a sarcastic, like, you're an idiot, or, like, a guilty one, like, he felt bad. And I was like, just tell me what's going on. He's like, look, I hate making friends this way, but I couldn't find anyone on Tinder, and, like, I wasn't getting any matches, and I don't know, I made this fake profile, and, like, I just want to find friends. And I was like, so you are the girl in the pictures? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, why? This is not how you make friends. Like, no one starts off the story of how they know each other by saying, yes, I was on Tinder and he catfished me. And yeah, I thought he was this girl that I was going to go on a date with. And now we're best friends. Like, dude, go on fucking Facebook or something. I don't know, like join a Facebook group, make some friends that way, chat with people online, or even make a Tinder for friendships. Like, they have a friend category and like meet other guys on there. I don't know. And he's like, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to mislead you. I'm really sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm like, dude, you didn't hurt my feelings, but it's just like fucking weird. Like, that's just really, really weird. Like, most people wouldn't take it as good as I'm taking this right now, but like, just be careful and don't mislead people. That's really fucked up. He's like, you're right, man. I'm really sorry. I was like, it's okay. And he gets up and he shakes my hand and he turns around and he walks out. So that was the last of that. But he texted me later that night and he was like, hey, I'm sorry again. I was like, it's fine. And then since then I haven't talked to him. But I don't really know if he was looking for like friends or if he was looking for a date and just couldn't find one. I'm not sure, but making a fake profile is not the way to go about making friends or a date. But if it was for a date, that's a terrible way to try and get a date. Like, hey, I'm this person, go on a date with me. And then you're completely not that person. Pretty big turnoff right there. But yeah, that was how one of my Tinder dates gone completely fucking wrong and just did a 180. Like, I thought I was going to meet this girl that I'd been talking to for a couple weeks, and I met a dude. And before you ask, no like weird flirtatious shit, no pictures were exchanged. And yeah, that's pretty much this episode of Luna Catfish. So leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed this. Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.